Yeah, I think the tech industry has a very interesting relationship with the Asian American community for multiple reasons. I think the most important of which is that in tech, we often focus on diversity in terms of gender. And then when we talk about race and ethnicity, we're really talking about underrepresented groups or underrepresented minorities relative to the broader US population. So when we define underrepresented in that way, just based on the numbers and the sheer population of Asian Americans overall versus in tech, Asian Americans are actually overrepresented. And a lot of the DEI efforts, rightly so, focus on increasing access to opportunities to work in tech for Black and African American, Hispanic, Latinx, Native American people, which are all incredibly important. I think what that often creates, however, is somewhat of an excuse for the tech industry to really try to understand the diversity within the Asian American community in and of itself. And I think that in general, when we have this mindset of potentially limited resources for different groups and or limited time and effort to be able to spend on supporting different groups, Asian Americans can be seen as an afterthought because, well, they're already well represented, right? So they should theoretically be doing well, doing fine. But lots of groups, and most recently, I believe, Ascend, which is, I think, a coalition of Asian American leaders. There's research which shows that Asians are actually the least likely to be promoted into management positions. So while Asian Americans may be overrepresented in tech overall, I think it begs the question of, well, if we're not seeing those individuals represented in leadership at the same rates as they are in more entry level or even mid-level positions, I think that begs the question of whether or not Asian Americans have equal opportunities to succeed in tech as well.